July 27, 2025, the skies over Ukraine shook. In seconds, hundreds of North Korean tanks and thousands of soldiers poured into Ukrainian territory. What had been a meticulously planned invasion collapsed into chaos. Suicide drones meant to spearhead the assault detonated prematurely, bursting into walls of fire. T-90 tanks, once symbols of power, were torn apart by invisible mines. An armored vehicle hull was blown skyward, flipping over before slamming to the ground, its crew never making it out alive. North Korea had gone from hunter to prey. Screams echoed across smoke-filled fields as reactive armor panels exploded, fuel lines ignited, and medics came under fire while trying to treat the wounded. A young North Korean conscript, fresh out of school, crawled from a burning armored vehicle, only to be consumed by a second explosion moments later. From the ridges and tree lines, Ukrainian forces struck with terrifying precision. There was no rally point, no air cover, no second chances. This wasn't a battle, it was a trap, one North Korea had walked into blindly. And beneath the fire, there was silence, the kind of silence that only comes after hundreds have died. What caused the North Korean army to fail so catastrophically? What was the trap? At 6:40 a.m., satellite imagery revealed a chilling sight over eastern Ukraine. An armored column larger than anything seen since the opening weeks of the war, rolling west from a captured Russian base in the Donetsk region. But this time, the tanks were not Russian. The markings on their hulls confirmed it. Pyongyang had joined the fight. Leading the formation were 80 low-flying suicide drones, programmed not for reconnaissance but for destruction. Each carried enough explosives to shred a bunker and blast craters through reinforced steel. They flew ahead like a swarm of steel locusts, clearing the way for the main strike. 60 T-90 main battle tanks, 40 armored personnel carriers, and over 800 elite infantry troops. It was the first time North Korea had deployed a fully integrated mechanized strike force on foreign soil. Western analysts estimated the cost at $370 million, an unthinkable figure for a nation under crippling sanctions. The message was clear. North Korea was not merely supporting Russia, it was sending shockwaves across NATO's eastern flank. They believed Ukraine was weak, exposed, reeling. They were wrong. What North Korea's tanks could not see, and what their UAVs failed to detect, was the silent terror lying just beneath the surface. 3 square miles of farmland to the west had been transformed into a kill zone. Under the command of General Mykolaichenko, Ukraine's 93rd Mechanized Brigade had spent 17 consecutive nights preparing one of the most lethal defensive operations of the war. Buried beneath wheat fields, rural roads, and irrigation ditches were between 40 and 200 anti-tank mines, enough to cripple an entire armored division. But it wasn't the number that made them deadly, it was their arrangement. The mines were placed in layered kill zones, with alternating pressure plates, infrared triggers, and seismic sensors. Narrow safe lanes were left intentionally open to lure enemy drivers into a false sense of security. It was a design so precise it had been reviewed and approved by NATO combat engineers. From above, it looked like peaceful countryside. From below, it was a loaded gun. At 7:03 a.m., the first North Korean tank crossed the invisible line. Seconds later, a muffled explosion turned 65 tons of steel into flying debris. The turret, a solid block of armor, was thrown 48 feet into the air before crashing into the tree line. Within 4 minutes, 17 tanks were destroyed, most without a single shot being fired. Inside a Ukrainian command vehicle, UAV operators watched through live thermal feeds, marking each detonation in real time. Then came a near disaster. A Ukrainian supply truck carrying drone batteries veered within 6 feet of the minefield's outer layer after a GPS error. Had it triggered a chain reaction, months of preparation could have been lost in seconds. A drone operator, over comms, and the driver slammed the brakes just in time. Dust settled, disaster averted. At 7:15 a.m., only 12 minutes after the first explosion, Ukraine unleashed the second phase of its plan. From 3 concealed positions, south of the tree line, behind a western ridgeline, and along a hidden village lane, 32 T-84 Oplot tanks surged forward at 45 miles per hour, their composite armor catching the morning sun. Supporting them were 10 Tu-S-22 Bodana self-propelled howitzers, preloaded with GPS-guided shells accurate to within 1.7 meters. Flanking the armor were mobile anti-aircraft platforms, bristling with Shkval 6 rotary cannons, 6-barreled weapons capable of firing 4,000 rounds per minute. The surviving North Korean suicide drones dove toward the Ukrainian spearheads, but were met with a wall of fire. In just 4 minutes, 47 of 53 drones were shredded mid-air. The rest were thrown off course by Ukrainian electronic warfare systems, lured toward empty hillsides and abandoned barns. Howitzers rained fire on retreating units, one shell severing a fuel line and engulfing 3 medical vehicles in a fireball. By 7:35 a.m., North Korea's spearhead was broken. Operation Frosthook, months in the making, began. From trenches, barns, culverts, and forests, 850 Ukrainian infantry emerged. These were not conscripts, but elite units, thermal snipers, RPG-29 anti-armor teams, electronic warfare squads with portable jammers, and drone-guided mortar crews. Retreating North Korean infantry tried to regroup behind a collapsed farmhouse. RPG-29 rounds screamed across the field, one igniting an ammunition truck and sending a fireball 3 stories high. Snipers equipped with thermal scopes picked off squad leaders, each kill spreading panic. Within 6 minutes, 110 North Korean soldiers were killed or incapacitated. Some fled, others surrendered. Hours earlier, Ukraine's 3rd Airborne Recon had infiltrated through abandoned Soviet-era drainage tunnels. They now emerged behind the retreating troops, trapping them between 2 fronts. Amid the smoke and wreckage, Ukrainian troops discovered a half-buried North Korean command vehicle. Inside was Colonel Kim Un-ho, commander of the 42nd Armored Regiment. He had tried to disguise himself as an enlisted soldier, but a satin-lined officer's cap hidden under his vest betrayed him. On him were encrypted SSDs containing full battle orders for the next 72 hours, the most valuable intelligence haul since the war began. By 8:05 a.m., only 85 minutes after the first tank crossed the line, the offensive was over. 42 armored vehicles destroyed, 14 abandoned, 230 soldiers killed or captured, 1 regimental commander taken alive, with critical intelligence. Satellite and drone footage revealed a trail of burning wreckage stretching 2.7 kilometers. For the first time in the conflict, North Korean state media went silent for 36 hours. At Mykolaiv Military Hospital, both Ukrainian and North Korean wounded were treated side by side. One image of a Ukrainian corporal offering water to a trembling 19-year-old North Korean conscript with facial burns went viral. The message was clear. Strength is not just measured in firepower, but in precision, patience, and purpose. Ukraine did not meet steel with steel. It met aggression with calculation. It turned farmland into a minefield, silence into strategy, and shattered expectations with surgical precision. In the end, the battle was decided not by machines, but by people. And that truth may shape every war game, every military manual, and every doctrine written for decades to come.